of boys varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We are at Russia Local Schools where the Ansonia Tigers will take on the Russia Raiders. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Good evening, everyone. My name is Craig Fissinger, and with me tonight is my broadcast partner, Brandon Koberman. We're about 8.5 minutes from tip-off in the varsity contest. Prior to this, we had a junior varsity game that you heard Brandon calling just moments ago, and in that one, Russia beat Ansonia by the final of 55-26. Leading the scoring for Russia was Dominic Francis with 11 points and Zeb Schultze with 10. Brandon and I will preview both teams here tonight. We'll start with the home team from Russia. They are led by interim head coach Spencer Cordonier, who is in his 4th season overall running this boys program. Coach Cordonier has a current career record of 71-21 for a 77% win percentage this season for Russia, who is state ranked number 5 in this week's AP poll. They have a record of 17-2 overall and 10-1 in the Shelby County Athletic League. By the way, that league record puts them in a tie for first place with Jackson Center with just one league game left to play. And Russia picked up their most recent league victory just last night on the road at Botkins, and the Raiders went home with the victory by the final of 56-33. Brandon, before last night, the last time we saw Russia play was last Saturday at Versailles in just their second loss of the season. And the Raiders got banged up pretty good with 3 players not finishing that game due to injury. I know the talk in Russia all week was how healthy the Raiders would be for that Botkins game last night, and they all played.
Yeah, and you play maybe not 100%. You know those non-league games too. You know, your first priority is to win your league games. Your non-league games, obviously you come after that and try to build confidence, character, and fix out some little things. So, it'll be interesting to see kind of how much the Raiders play all their starters tonight. And how much with guys like Hayden Quinter and Zane Chappell, see how much they play tonight. The Raiders, to their benefit, have one of the deepest benches in the area, so they can dig into that depth here tonight if they have to, and they can use that depth to their advantage. And guys like Benjamin York have been brought up full-time now on varsity to help, even add to that depth. So they get a big win last night over Botkins and beat them soundly at the Coliseum, which is a good Botkins team. That's a good quality win, even being injured. So that's an attest to the Raiders' depth here tonight. They're going to try to top off one of the top teams in the WOAC in the Ansonia Tigers here tonight.
Yeah, if we look at that individual scoring from last night's game at Botkins, you just mentioned him, sophomore Benjamin York. And, of course, Benjamin's been on the team all season, but he's been increasing his playing time week by week. But last night, you could say that was his breakout game as he led the team with a game-high 16 points. Benjamin had success all night, too. He had 9 points in the first half, 7 in the second half. He scored from outside, hitting a three-pointer. He scored from underneath the basket, and he also canned a free throw on an old-fashioned three-point play. But the rest of the scoring for Russia last night went like this. After York's 16, it was 12 points each for Hayden Quinter and Braden Monin, 7 points for Braylon Cordonier, 4 for Felix Francis, 3 for Xavier Flippo, and rounding things out with 2 points for Zane Chappie. The Raiders' quarter scoring was very balanced as well. 11 in the first quarter, 14 in the second, 13 in the third, and 18 in the fourth. The Raiders hit 17 two-point goals, 3 three-pointers, and from the free throw line, they were 13 for 19 for 68%. But that was the Russia Raiders. Now let's talk about those Ansonia Tigers. They're led by first-year head coach Tony Overton, and this season the Tigers have an overall record of 11-8, including 5-5 in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference. Ansonia most recently played last night with a road trip to Tri-County North, and here's a quick recap of that. The Tigers trailed after one quarter 15-11, but in the second quarter, Ansonia outscored their opponent 20-8, and in the third quarter, 22-10. In the end, Ansonia, it was 64, and Tri-County North had 52. Individual scoring for the Tigers went like this. 4 players were in double figures, led by junior Garrett Stammer with 20. Next, it was 11 points for junior Jacob Krieger, and 10 points apiece for senior Ian Smithmeyer and junior Ethan Reichert. The final two scorers were junior Landon Bowman with 7 and senior Xavier Moody with 6. Brandon, I mentioned Ansonia's in the Western Ohio Athletic Conference. You're a teacher and a coach over there at Bradford, and they're also in the WAC. Like most conferences, including the SCAL, the top of the conference is usually pretty loaded, and the bottom of the conference maybe not so much. Right now, Ansonia's in the top of that conference.
Yeah, they're in the top edge of that conference. Their junior class is very good. They had a very good football season. They lost by the skin of their teeth to the eventual state champions, New Bremen. So Ansonia has some athleticism. The interesting part is to see how it transfers to the basketball court tonight. The WOAC and the Shelby County are a couple of different styles of basketball. The Shelby County being a little more slow it down type defensive pace. Except we know the Raiders are a little different this year. They like to run and gun. But you can take a look. Garrett Stamina averages 14.6 points a game. Ian Schmidtmeyer 11 points a game. These guys are juniors. So the Rushi, with their non-conference schedule, you see it wants to play quality teams every time out. They're going to get a quality team here tonight in Ansonia. Someone that they see in their sectional. And that's why I think when they made some change to their schedule, they dropped a team like Arcanum and Ansonia, who are generally pretty similar. But I think the reason to keep Ansonia on your schedule is because Ansonia is in that Pickle sectional every year. And Arcanum's not. They'll play up in Division 3. That's why you keep a team like Ansonia around, and they're having an 11-8 year. So if you pick up a game night, you're at least going to face an opponent that has some quality wins. They're over 500. You know, it's something to help build your confidence as the tournament draws tomorrow.
Yeah, I imagine at some point tonight we'll talk about that tournament draw. But if you're wondering how this matchup between Rushi and Ansonia turned out last season, it was a game that in the first quarter Rushi was leading by only 4 points. After those first 8 minutes of play, it was 13-8, but the Raiders took control after that and cruised to an easy win by the final of 69-33. Leading the scoring that night for Rushi, it was Zane Chappie with 15 points. Braden Monin had 14 points. Hayden Quinter with 12. Ben Bowman with 10. And Xavier Flippo with 8 points. So a lot of action going on here tonight. And I guess for the Shelby County Athletic League fans, all 6 boys teams are in action here tonight. So
6 out of 7 are?
Or 7,
yeah.
Excuse me. All 7 teams are playing tonight. And as you said, tournament draw is on Sunday, and that means we're going to be wrapping up the regular season here next weekend.
That's crazy. You know, it always happens after Christmas. You go on this downhill slide, and it's like, holy crap, the end of the season's here. And, you know, I've done, I think, 3 separate senior nights this week. I did both the Sydney senior nights, the other Rushi girls senior nights the other night. So, you know, it's that time of year, especially a little earlier because we did start the season. The girls' season started the week before Thanksgiving, so everything has been really early this year in terms of senior nights. You know, happened the first week of February. Usually happens the second, third week of February, but hey, you know, that means tournament time's coming around. Tournament time's always fun, and that means baseball's right around the corner too.
Well, listen, we got about a minute left until tip-off comes up here, our national anthem. Before we get to that, though, Brandon, let's talk about our Keyhole Pizza keys to the game. If you're the Ansonia Tigers, what are your Keyhole Pizza keys to the game?
I think the big thing is avoiding the pressure from the Raiders. I think you've got to be able to get that ball over the timeline. The Raiders are going to throw all these different types of pressure at you, the run and jump. They like to run a lot. You also have to be able to rebound. They're going to be a little undersized here tonight. Just play a full 4 quarters here tonight.
And if you're the Rushi Raider, what would be your Keyhole Pizza keys to the game?
It's managing the injuries, which they have the depth to do, but just to stay healthy is the biggest thing. Like, you lose tonight, it doesn't hurt anything. The seats are in. It doesn't affect you for a Shelby County League title. Stay healthy. 2, play a consistent game. And 3, be balanced like you were last night against Bachman's. Balance will help you, especially in tournament time basketball, get you the victory.
And those were our keys to the game, sponsored by Keyhole Pizza. Notice on your screen there, your scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. Think First. Timeouts tonight are coming to you from Precision Strip. Our starting lineup in just a moment will be courtesy of Emerson Copeland. The Rushi Live View sponsor there on your monitor is Jewelry Barn. And you'll have to stick around for our post game because we will announce our player of the game, sponsored by NKTelco. Additional sponsors tonight include Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Inc., Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hulsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. Brandon and I will take a short break for tonight's national anthem, and we'll come back with your contest. Rushi versus Ansonia is next on NKTelco Sports.
I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
And we'd like to remind our viewers that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of this contest will be on Wednesday, March 1st at 9 p.m. and Saturday, March 4th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Now it's time for our Emerson Copeland starting lineups, and with that, Brandon Coleman.
Thanks, Fish. And starting here for Ansonia, thanks to Emerson Copeland to sponsor those starters. It's number 5, junior Ethan Reichert. Number 11, senior Ian Schmidtmeyer. Number 13, junior Jacob Krieger. Number 22, junior Garrett Stahman. And the Tigers are coached by first-year head man Tony Overton. Now the Emerson Copeland starting lineups for the Russia Raiders. They are 16-4. Senior number 2, Zane Shappy. 6'5", junior Felix Francis, number 11. 6'2", junior, number 13, Braden Monin. 6'3", sophomore, number 24, Braylon Cordonier. And rounding out the lineup, number 34, senior Xavier Flippo. The Raiders are led by head coach Dave Borchers, interim head coach Spencer Cordonier. The officials here tonight are Mark Horton, Alan Kramer, and of course, Steve Trout here tonight, the head man, the head official here tonight. A very veteran officiating crew. You know, this is my 51st game of the year. You tend to get to know these officials really well when you see them. And you're like, you kind of see each other across the court. You're like, hey. So I've seen all 3 of these officials on a lot of games this year.
They're doing a wonderful job, that's for sure. Jumping out center circle for the Ansonia Tigers is the 6'2" senior Ethan Reichert, and for Russia it will be a 6'5" junior Felix Francis. Felix Francis getting the start tonight and last night as well for Hayden Quinter. We talked about those injuries that Russia had last week. Hayden Quinter was one of those, the leading scorer on the team at 14 points. But as you mentioned, Russia, a really deep bench, and they don't really miss a beat with Felix in there and Hayden on the bench right now.
Yeah, and you want him to rest up and be ready to go for tournament, which is your ultimate goal. You need to win a Shelby County League title next Friday against Marmy, hopefully. If you can get a victory, against them, you can maybe get a split of the title. But, being healthy in tournament's the most important thing.
Yeah, Quinter sat about the first minute and a half last night against Bach as they eventually put him in the game. So I wouldn't be surprised to see him a little bit later tonight as Russia gets the turnover there, and Tigers with the ball. On top of it is Reichert. Gets it over to Stammen, who is the leading scorer on the team at 14.6 per game. Smetmeyer down the lane with it and gets a nice layup. Ian Smetmeyer, the 6-foot senior, the only senior starter for the Tigers, gets the scoring started.
Yeah, and that was a nice take to the basket by Smetmeyer.
Smetmeyer had 10 in that game last night against Tri-County North. That win averages 11 on the season. Down low with it on the block is Braylon Cordonier. Kicks it out to Monin. Braden Monin from the top of the key off the rim. Soft shot, but rolls off. Rebound to Stammen.
Raiders get a couple good looks there, sinking to the fall early.
Krieger out in the corner to Smetmeyer. Back on top to Krieger. Rotating around the perimeter are the Tigers, trying to get it down low. Hemmerich turns it over into the arms of Braden Monin, who goes up strong, and he's going to get the bucket and the foul. So nice move there by the junior Braden Monin.
Yeah, and I think whenever he ran in there to Schmidtmeyer on that blocking foul, it was a good call there by Steve Trout. It was just a late set there. I mean, if he would have set about a second earlier, he could have got that charge call right there.
Braden Monin, one of those Russia players that had an injury. You can see that left hand is taped up as he misses the free throw. Knotted up here at 2-2 at 6.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. But Monin, fortunately that tape's not on his shooting hand, on that left hand. Had a little trouble with it last week against Versailles, but seems to be okay. Just maybe precautionary there, the tape on the hand.
Yeah, and like I said, it's just being healthy at tournament time's the biggest thing.
Shappy with it in the lane, kicks it out to Monin. Cordonier now with it, being guarded by Reichert. Gets in the lane, Cordonier up, floater, and he gets the bucket. Braylon Cordonier, the second leading scorer on this team at 10.5 per game, puts the Raiders up by 2.
Yeah, and you can tell that the Tiger team is being very physical early as well. And it's a good physical matchup for the Raiders. They're going to face a lot of physical teams down the tournament trail, like Botkins, like Jackson Center. That's what you're wanting to get out of your non-league. You want to find out how tough you are, because you need to be playing your best basketball right now.
First foul again is going to go to Xavier Flippo, and the Reichert misses the bucket but gets the stick back. So nice job there by Ethan Reichert, the 6'2 junior. Missed his first attempt, but got his own rebound and put it back to tie this ball game up at 4.
They slipped to the basket right there. The Raiders lost him in on the pick and roll.
Screen for Shappy, and Shappy buries the 3. Zane Shappy, who had just 2 points last night, gets 3 here in the first quarter. Raiders 7, Ansonia 4, and actually it's going to be tied up after Stammen gets the 3 to match Shappy's 3, and with that, looks like Coach Cordonier wants a precision strip timeout. We'll take it with him. Russia Ansonia all tied up at 7.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Brandon Russia's senior Zane Shappy hits a 3-pointer, and then Ansonia's junior Garrett Stammen comes down and matches him with a 3 of his own. Coach Cordonier wants a precision strip timeout. What's that all about?
I think they lost Stammen in transition there. He hits that 3. You get that 3, to get that 7-4 lead. You feel a little comfortable, but you lose him in transition there. They lost Reichert on that slip screen to the basket. Keeping on your man, I think, is the biggest thing that he's talking about. It's a high-scoring game here early. The Raiders aren't afraid to get in the shootouts, and they win them most times. The question is, can the Ansonia Tigers keep up?
During that timeout, Russia will substitute in Benjamin York, a 6'3 sophomore, sit Flippo. And York, of course, we talked about him in the pregame, led all scorers last night with 16 points. That was well over his game high of 6 points that he had a little earlier this year. But Benjamin York playing extremely well last night, getting some early playing time here tonight.
And he deserves it, too.
Down low with it is Francis. Can't get the bucket to go. a couple of feet away from the basket, but York corrals the rebound. Shappy's going to take another three. That's a little short, and the stick back by York, that's no good. Bounced around. Francis is going to pick it up. Lucy can't put it in the cylinder, and finally going to get the rebound again, kick it out. York's all alone. He's going to take a three from the corner. That's no good. It rolls around. Lucy with another rebound. Monin can't handle it, but they're going to keep the ball. Boy, how many opportunities can you get if you're the Raiders?
Yeah, not enough. But hey, that was the thing, with this, with the JV game, is they won the offensive glass, and that's big for the Raiders.
Shappy on the inbound is going to turn it over as Stammen with it now, working against York. Trying to drive baseline. Monin stops and kicks it out. Krieger now with it on the block, and York with a steal there. Benton York coming in, making an immediate impact. Missed a couple shots down on the other end, but comes up with the turnover.
That's what he's going to provide. His length is his biggest asset that he's going to provide to this Raider team.
Yeah, Rushi with a lot of lengthy players, I guess you say, out there right now. Francis and Monin, York, Cordinger. One on him as well, and we're going to get a whistle. Looks like a Ansonia foul.
Yeah, Ansonia could just tell is very physical. A lot of strong players, you can tell. And talked about in the pregame the success of their football team this year, and talking to a certain athletic director that is at Ansonia, that Mady Rushi has been able to play Georgia 2017. Rushi graduate said there's a lot of football players on this team with some good strength. So, you're seeing it displayed early on.
A couple substitutions for Rushi as Flipper comes back in the game, as well as Vince Borchers, a 6'1" sophomore, which he misses the shot. Ansonia substitutes in for the first time Xavier Moody, a 6' senior. He's number 24 out there. As Smitmeyer gets the shot to go to give Ansonia a 2-point lead, 9-7.
A nice little shot in transition. Cordinger fires at the lead.
Goes off the rim, Rushi. We saw it last Saturday against Versailles, taking a lot of good open looks, but Rushi couldn't get him to go down at Versailles. Not having as much luck here tonight either.
They called a legal screen on Schmidtmeyer there. He stuck his shoulder out when he moved his left shoulder into the body of Benjamin York right there. So I don't think you can back that up on your TV or anything, but he moved that shoulder. He's got to be set and still like a statue right there.
So Antonia with two seniors on this roster, both of them on the floor right now. Number 11 there, Ian Schmidtmeyer. Number 24, Xavier Moody. Rushi with just one senior on the floor in Flippo. The ball now, Braden Monin kicks it out on top to Braylon Cordinger. Borchers now with it. Borchers held scoreless last night. Got a lot of minutes, but that doesn't seem to be his role out there on the floor. He'll score if he's open, but there to facilitate the ball.
Yeah.
This time he drives to the hole, and it's going to roll around the rim. No good, but he's going to get fouled. A couple opportunities from the charity stripe.
Yeah, but you're right there, Craig. That's not his focal point right now. I think through the years you will see his scoring, his ask to score maybe increase a bit. He is there, yes, to facilitate the offense, bring up the ball. You've talked about it numerous times during the games this year as he might be the point guard of the future. Here to help out him, and you got Jackson Rogen on junior varsity. Some players for the future that can really help bring the ball up for this Raiders team.
So Borchers hits the front end, and one more, and he gets both of them. So Borchers, who's just averaging a little over 3 points per game, gets both to go, and a substitution for the Raiders as Cordinger will head to the bench. On the floor, Francis, Borchers, York, Monin, and Flippo. Tigers with the ball in the corner. Krieger with it right now, being guarded by Flippo, trying to drive. Nice defense there by the senior Xavier Flippo. Stammen with it on top, working against Francis. She's sitting back, and or Ansonia trying to spread them out here on offense.
Yeah, they're trying to set up after the Raiders ran that 1-2-2 three-quarter court trap that they like to run really often. There's a foul on Francis. He had a hand check Stammen. Stammen's a brute. I mean, he's just built. I mean, or just to find the physicality of this Ansonia team, he's a brute.
Yeah, just listed at 6'1", but as you say, very solid individual out there. And just Ethan Riker at 6'2", the only other player taller than Garrett Stammen. And I have to ask you, what side of 127 does Garrett Stammen live on? So is he a Stammen or a Stammen? I know there's some rules over there.
I would say Stammen. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know.
We know there's some rules over there.
I didn't know there was a rule. I just thought you picked.
Well, Russia playing some stellar defense here right now, all knotted up at 9. And looks like Coach Tony Overton's going to take a precision strip timeout as well. We'll take one again with them. Russia Ansonia, 9-9 on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here.
Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
Brandon, I talked about this matchup last year over at Ansonia. It was close in the first quarter, 13-8 after 8 minutes. Got a close one here tonight with under 2 minutes to play in this first.
Yeah, and it's the first quarter. This Ansonia team's not going to go away. Roosters got to play physical and tough tonight. They're an 11-8 team. They're a respectable opponent. They've shown that they can hang here early on. Now, a lot of game to go. We'll see what happens, but Roosters played some real nice defense this possession so far.
Krieger with the ball now being guarded by York. Krieger spin move on York, gets him up in the air. Looking for a teammate now, does get it on top to Stahman. Stahman looking against Flippo. Going to drive into the lane, kicks out in the corner to Moody. Moody's three is no good. That was an air ball as Vince Borchers ends up with the ball. Closing in on a minute to play, tied up here, 9-9. And nice pass down low to Cordonier, assist to Vince Borchers. That was pretty.
That was beautiful spin, and most players usually got to catch that down, but Braylon Cordonier is so athletic, he doesn't even have to bother and just lays it in.
Cordonier leading the Raiders right now with 4 points. Moody with it, trying to get it out to Krieger. Krieger saves it from going out of bounds. On top of it now is Landon Bowman, a 5'8 junior in the corner all alone as Francis fell down. Moody couldn't get the shot to go down. What happened there, Brandon?
And I don't know, he just fell and slipped, and Benjamin York blocked him. That length of Benjamin York is huge right now. I think you kind of played him in spurts because his way he plays basketball is just so unique, and he's trying to find his niche with this varsity roster.
And Cordonier buries a three, the second three-pointer in this first quarter for the Raiders. Braylon Cordonier red hot this first quarter with 7 points. 10 seconds to go here in the first. Russia now with a 5-point lead in the corner. Moody get it out around the perimeter. Stahman with it now. Got to get it up at the horn. Going to throw it up in front of the rim, and that will do it for our first quarter. So after 8 minutes, it's Russia 14 and Ansonia 9. We'll take a short break and come back in a moment. You're listening to high school boys basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
It's Russia 14 and Ansonia 9 after 1 quarter play here at the Claire Cinevo Gymnasium. And Brandon, you mentioned Ansonia Athletic Director Clay George a little earlier, a 2017 alum here from Hershey High School, got his sports management degree from Bowling Green State University in 2020 and his master's degree from University of Cincinnati. But most importantly, he was on that state baseball team, wasn't he?
Yeah, I was glad to play with Clay for a couple years. Played a couple years of junior varsity and varsity on him. Yeah, we were on that 2017 state team together. I'll never forget that state semifinal game against Dalton. He hit the ball in the left center gap, helped put us ahead there for the time being. So not much of a better hire you can have than Clay George. Great, phenomenal, outstanding guy. Actually got married a couple months ago too. So congratulations to Clay. Ansonia made a great hire, and him and I are trying to make our marks in the WOAC now, as we were talking about a potential baseball matchup coming up here in April that we got with our opposing schools.
The Tigers with the ball, and a three-pointer by Trevor Hemrick, a 6-foot junior. That's the second three for the Tigers.
We got a push out front on Ansonia.
A foul on Ansonia. That will be their fifth team foul versus just 2 for Rushi. That one going on Hemrick, it looks like. So junior with his first foul. Schmidtmeyer with 2 fouls right now for the Tigers, and a turnover by the Raiders. Schmidtmeyer with the ball. He picks up his dribble in the corner to Moody. Moody drives baseline but loses it. Picking it up will be Braylon Cordano. Gets it out to his point guard, Vince Borchers. Raiders up 2, 14-12. Nice spin move by Borchers. And talk about Vince Borchers not scoring a lot. He's got 4 points.
Yeah, he heard you, Fish. And Tigers were playing a little over-aggressive at the time. That was a nice move by Borchers to fake and go around to the basket. There's a charge.
Yeah, Moody's going into Flippo. What are we going to get? We get the offensive foul. You called it, Brandon. Nice job there by Xavier Flippo establishing position.
Yeah, and just like I said, the way the Tigers are playing, the Raiders are closing out way too fast. The Tigers are blowing by them. That's a perfect time to take the charge. Don't know if he was quite set there. I think it was a little late. I probably would have called it a block, but hey, you know, that's a good take by Xavier Flippo. You put the ball in the officials' hands. A charge call is always the toughest.
Xavier Moody picking up that foul. 16 fouls now for the Tigers, and missed shot there by Cordiner. Schmidtmeyer with the rebound, trailing by 4. Stama with it, gets tied up with Braden Mon, and he's going to get the foul there. Mon knew that was, he was going to pick that one up.
And this is a game, too, where you talk about you're very physical for the Raiders, and you want to stay healthy. I think Spencer Griner's making the right decision in keeping Hayden Quinter on the bench right now. You don't want to see him get hurt in it's not completely a meaningless league game, but like I said, it's not affecting tournament seed, it's not affecting your Shelby County record. So I think it's been smart they've kept him on the bench here for this long. I think it's the right idea by Coach Spencer Cordiner.
Quinter with what they were calling bone bruises. The reason he's not playing a little earlier in the week, thought maybe it was Schmidtmeyer hits the bucket there. That's just 2. Schmidtmeyer now with 6 points. And earlier in the week, thought maybe he had problems with his meniscus. I'm hearing about partial tears and full tears, and a lot of Raider fans nervous about that. Fortunately, just the bone bruises as Shappy misses the 3-pointer. On and with the rebound, and Shappy's going to get fouled on his way to bucket. Nope, they're going to whistle him for travel.
Coach Spencer Cordiner not liking that call. That's the 3rd Raider turnover. As Joachim Francis returned for the Raiders.
Flippo and Borchers head to the bench. And yeah, so good news for Raider fans. On Friday morning, they got the diagnosis of the bone bruises, and just a matter of how much pain that Quinter can stand. And I agree with you, Brandon. Good to give him perhaps the night off. Raiders up 2 points here, 16-14. Schmidtmeyer with the ball. Kicks it on out to Hemrick. On top to Stallman. Stallman's going to drive against Francis, trying to get around the 6'5" junior. Puts up a shot. Nice floater there from from Garrett Stallman.
Yeah, and he's got 5 now. He's our lead scorer at 14.6 points a game. We're tied back up at 16 here.
Whistle on a foul. It's going to go on. Looks like
they're discussing who it is. We're just going to shoot bonus now.
Jacob Krieger picking up that one, I believe. Be his first, and you're right. Raiders in the bonus. Substitution for the Tigers as Xavier Moody comes back in. Krieger will head to the bench. Last night, Rushi from the line was 13 for 19 for 68%. And like Coach Overton's going to want a precision strip time. I'll take the opportunity right now to thank our additional sponsors here tonight. They are Burke Petroleum, Showtex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Inc., Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Gilsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. Brent, I don't know if our viewers got to see it, but during halftime of that junior varsity game that you called, the junior cheerleaders for Rushi were out there performing.
94 of them, cheer advisor Brady Flippo said. So, you know, I was commenting about it a little bit during the JV game. They always do a great job in doing that and running that every year, and nice little money for the cheer program. And, you know, shout out to Brady Flippo. You know, you had a daughter, 2 daughters. I had a sister that cheered for Brady. She always does a great job in doing good stuff for the school in terms of spirit. You know, sometimes you feel like that's lacking at high school basketball games nowadays, is seeing schools have school spirit and stuff like that, ever since especially the pandemic. But Brandy does a great job, no more, no less. And you see she puts in a lot of hours, and you know, as a high school coach, you don't do it for the money, you don't do it for the fame or anything, you do it because you like it. And she certainly does a great job.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, those junior cheerleaders pack the Rushi stand, as our viewers can see. That there's hardly a seat to be found up there.
It's going to be that same way next Friday, too, against the Fort Lauderdale Redskins. And I'm just going to warn you out there, if you want your seat, you better get here early.
So Braylon Cardon, you're at the line for a 1-and-1. Hits the front end. You get one more opportunity here to put the Raiders up. By 2, and he does. So Cardano goes 2 for 2 from the line. He's got 9 points now. Raiders up 18-16. Tigers with the ball. Stallman, nice feed down low to Moody, up and off the glass. Nice assist there from Garrett Stallman.
Not very good defense by the Raiders. They didn't bump the cutter, so to speak, and Moody gets around the Raider defense and scores easily.
Cardano now with the ball, working against Reichert. Down low to Francis against Stallman, and Francis throws it on top. Rushi going to get called for the back violation.
They're out of sorts there. That's their 4th turnover.
York's going to head to the bench, and Smitmeyer's going to inbound it for the Tigers underneath their own basket. Another substitution for Rushi now. First time we see Ross Fissinger, a 5'11" senior. Rushi with 4 seniors on this roster. In addition to Shappy and Flippo, you got Fissinger, and you have to see Colby Monin. Going to get a Rushi foul. That's going to go on Cordonier. Braylon, that will be his first. Tigers will try to inbound it once again. Smitmeyer gets it in the corner to Stallman, being guarded by Flippo. 5 minutes to go until halftime. Stallman's going to shoot the 3. He nails it over Flippo. Garrett Stallman now with 2 threes. He's got 8 points, and they now take a 3-point lead.
They've been hot in the last 4 to 5 from the field.
Spin move by Monin in the lane, gets the nice roll. Braden Monin answers the Stallman 3 with a 2 of his own.
And I think the way you make up for Hayden Quitter not being out there is everyone chips in about another basket a game, so to speak. You spread that well around here as we cut the deficit to 1.
Tigers with the ball, up 1. Stallman working against Monin. Try to get around Monin, and Shappy gets in there. And we're going to get whistled for another foul. I'm not sure if Shappy or nope, it's going to be
Monin. Yeah, they call it a block.
And Monin going to pick up his 2nd foul. He hangs his head. It's like a substitution coming in as Vince Borchers quickly back in the game, and Monin will head to the bench with his 2nd foul. So Rushi now with 5 team fouls versus 7 for the Tigers. Driving in the lane is Moody. We're going to get another whistle and another foul. This one's going to go on Vince Borchers.
They're getting really tight now with the spacing. You've got to about play another step back right now here, the Raiders, with the way the officials are calling it now.
Yeah, it seems like any kind of contact here on this possession. Actually drawing foul. So Smitmeyer this time from the other side of the basket going to try to inbound it. Gets it over to Stallman. Stallman working against Flippo. See the contact again, and it was contact. No whistle, ball knocked around. Cordonier with the rebound. This time the foul's going to go on Ansonia, and this will go on Xavier Moody.
Yeah, this game is very physical. I think this is testing the Raiders in a lot of ways that are good, especially down at tournament. You know, you play Laramie Friday, then you get Marion next Saturday. You know, like I said, you want to be playing your best at tournament time. And Ansonia's played very well here so far, keeping the Raiders honest. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. It's been a long half. We're not even halfway through the second quarter. It's been a foul fest, a little sloppy both ways at times, but Braylon Cardagna playing very well here, and I think he's going to become the guy now with Hayden Quinter on the bench.
He's the second leading scorer on this team, and right now he is, I was going to say 4 for 4, 3 for 4 from the free throw line, but this game now tied up 21 all, with several ties in this game. And Ansonia almost out of bounds, but Stammen ends up with it somehow. Gets it over to Riker in the corner. 3 ball on the way. That's no good from Hemrick. Ball down to the Raiders. Once again, Braylon Cardagna coming up with it.
Slow things down here for Raiders. Take a long possession and see what you can get here.
Shappy with the ball, running the point, being guarded right now by Jacob Krieger. Krieger yet to score in this ball game. Kissinger with it now. Picks his dribble up, gets out to Shappy. Shappy's going to take a long 3. That's no good front of the rim. He hit one of those earlier, a whistle and a foul. Going to go on the Tigers.
And Schmidtmeyer, I believe, got tangled up there with Hayden Quinter. The Raiders taking a lot of threes. You know, they've taken 7. They usually take about 10 or so a game. They're taking a lot of threes tonight.
Riker will head to the bench as Xavier Moody back in the ball game. Xavier Flippo from the free throw line. Hits his first one.
You don't see anyone out there, someone that's been around Xavier Flippo like I have, and I know you have. You don't see a guy that expresses much more grit and heart and determination out there than Xavier Flippo, as Lucia fans know. He pitched that state final against Lincoln View back in June, and this guy's got a heart of a champion, and he's always fun to watch.
Has played varsity basketball his entire high school career, starting game 1 of his freshman year, and nobody else, if you're a Rushi fan, that you want at that free throw line at the end of a ball game. And Stammen's going to hit another 3-pointer. That's his third 3 of the first half. He now has 11 points. Puts the Tigers up here, 2 points, 24-22.
Just leak into that corner, and the Raiders are having a hard time identifying where the shooters are at.
Borcher's looking for a teammate that wasn't there. Thought Kissinger was going to be cutting to the basket. Looked like he threw it to no one, but I think there was some communication problems there between the Raiders. And speaking of communication, Coach Spencer Cardagna wants to communicate with his team as he takes a precision strip timeout. We'll take it with him. Ansonia leads Rushi 24-22 on NKTelco Sports. Brandon, that precision strip timeout there was all courtesy of assistant coach Brad Francis, who did all the talking in that huddle.
He has about as much Rushi basketball experience as anyone, and we know he's got his way back in the program after obviously the events of Coach Borcher's passing away, but he knows how to get these kids fired up. And there you go.
Coming out of the timeout, Benjamin York with the bucket, and that's what you want to see if you're a coach. Ties this ball game back up at 24 all. York with his first bucket of the game. He had 16 last night to lead all scorers. Getting a lot of minutes here tonight. And a steal by Rushi as Vince Borges ends up with it. He's going to go coast to coast, up and off the glass. Gets the bucket and the foul. So Vince Borges is going to head to the free throw line. He's got 6 points now, and Rushi getting fired up out of that timeout.
Fishy said, I can't score. And that time up fires up the Raiders. You get a steal and a score. And as the superiority in this game, that's what you need right there. But Borges misses the free throw.
Rebound down by Riker. Rushi now up by 2. 2.5 minutes to go until our halftime break. Krieger with it in the corner to Smithmar, looking down low. Stammen all alone. Flippo lost him. Garrett Stallman is having some kind of first half here. He leads all scorers with 13.
Yeah, the Raiders have a hard time identifying him here lately.
Nice shot by the Raiders. And Ansonia going to look to take the lead. Moody trying to split the defenders. Going to get a whistle and a foul out front here.
1-1 for Xavier Moody here.
And foul's going to go on Fissinger. Xavier Moody going to head to the free throw line. One of two seniors on this roster. 6-foot senior, averages 5.5 points per game. Had 6 last night in the victory against Tri-County North. The first one.
The first free throws of the night for Ansonia. The first free throws of the half, too. And as they connect on that first one, 2-point lead.
Just a 45% free throw shooter. Came in 2 tonight, 14 for 31 on the season. Made it look pretty easy on that first attempt. And he gets them both to go. So Xavier Moody, 2 for 2 from the line. Puts the Tigers up 2. And we're at the 2-minute warning here of this first half. Borchers with it, gets it out to Francis. She's spreading him out on offense. Francis getting down low to Cordiner. Cordiner going to work the block, spins in the paint. Can't get that to go down. Riker with the rebound. Gets it out to Krieger. And Stallman in the lane. He's had a lot of points. Kicks it out to Smithmeyer from the corner. Off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound. Cordiner's going to get fouled by one of the Tigers. That might be going on Jacob Krieger. Nope, that's going to be going on Ethan Riker. He's going to walk down and take some more free throws now in the double bonus.
Belushi offensively not having a bad half, especially without their lead scorer not out there. You have 26 points right now. But it's just the defensive end that's lacking for them right now.
So Borchers gets fouled on that one. He cans the free throw. Foul's going to go on Ethan Riker. That's his third. So Riker's going to take a seat for the last minute 35 of this first half. And entering for him will be Trevor Hemrick, number 12. Borchers' second one is good as well. So Vince Borchers gets a couple. And number 22 now has 8 points. Tied up 28 all. Krieger with the ball, working against Borchers. A steal by Benjamin York. Borchers now with the ball, looking at Francis. It's underneath, off the glass, no good. Boy, Rushi's had him 2-on-1. Somehow ends up with the ball. York's going to take a shot from 17 feet and gets it to go. Big shot there by Benjamin York. Now has 4 points in the second quarter.
And that's his go-to shot right there. If you watch Benjamin play, he takes those shots all the time.
Don't go anywhere, folks. Rushi up just 2. Final 60 seconds ticking off the clock. Smithmeyer trying to lob it down low, and a steal by the Raiders. Cordiner with it. Krieger knocks it away, but Borchers picks it up. 45 seconds as he crosses the timeline. Spin move in the lane. Almost drags the foot. Good job not turning the ball over. Rushi, 30 seconds. Looks to Coach Spencer Cordiner for some direction.
And I think it's good for the Raiders to play through some of this adversity right now. Vince Borchers has played his best half of basketball, I believe, this season, right here, right now, with the Raiders. It's nice to see a young man kind of grow up right in front of you here this year, like we have seen for Vince Borchers.
Rushi would still like to take a lead into the halftime locker room. Francis with it, down up and off the glass. He gets this one to go. Gives the Raiders now a 4-point lead with 10 seconds. Smithmeyer with it, kicks it out to Stallman. Stallman can't get a shot. He's going to try to get a defender up. Smithmeyer now with it. Can he get it to go at the horn? He gets it. Gets the bucket and the foul. So Ian Smithmeyer going to take a free throw with no time on the clock. I think they're discussing it. They're going to give Smithmeyer the basket. They give him the basket.
Yeah, it was off in time.
So Smithmeyer now has 8 points. Going to take a free throw with no time on the clock and try to make this a 1-point ball game as both teams get ready to head into the locker room. And a soft shot there by the senior gets to go. So he'll end his half with 9. This is going to lead here 32-31 as we head to our halftime break. Brandon and I will take a short break ourselves. We'll come back with your halftime report. You're listening to High School Boys Basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
Whether you do business from a corner store or a corner office, there is one asset your business cannot do without: the Internet.
Everything from sales and marketing, training and shipping, PR, HR, and R&D. Your business relies on a fast, reliable, and secure connection. And now, it's more important than ever to partner with an internet provider you can trust. Get Flight Fiber for Business, backed by local tech support from NKTelco. Call today.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
At Wilson Health, we're extending care beyond the walls of the hospital, with resources designed to keep you in charge of your health.
Our independence and connection to the community are unique in a world where big healthcare strives to act like corporations.
Our tools may be the same, but we are different.
We're neighbors, friends, and family who truly care about the people who live here.
We call it caring without limits, and it's just the beginning of a whole new Wilson Health.
It's halftime here in the Claire C. Naveau Gymnasium, where the Arooshie Raiders are leading the Ansonia Tigers 32-31. I want to thank our sponsors that make this game possible for you here tonight. They are Keyhole Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. Our keys to the game tonight that you heard in our pregame came to you from Keyhole Pizza. The scoreboard is sponsored by First National Bank. Timeouts are courtesy of Precision Strip. Our starting lineup tonight came from Emerson Copeland. Your Arooshie Live View sponsor on your monitor there is Jewelry Barn. And our player of the game coming up at the end of this broadcast will be courtesy of NKTelco. My name is Craig Fissinger, and I'm with my broadcast partner, Brandon Coberman, tonight. It's Arooshie Junior Cheer Night, and we hope you got a chance to watch the Arooshie Junior cheerleaders perform at halftime of the junior varsity game. Those little girls were in camp all morning here at Claire C. Naveau and preparing for tonight's performance, and that's courtesy of the hard work from a longtime Arooshie cheer advisor, Brandy Flippo. Brandy and her high school cheerleaders worked with the individual grades, each putting on their own unique performance. And speaking of those high school cheerleaders, let's acknowledge both the cheerleaders from Arooshie and Ansonia. For the Arooshie Raiders, those cheerleaders are Jillian Chapman, Abby Fisher, McKenna Hoyne, Gracie McLennan, Annalise Magato, Anna Meyer, Grace Monin, Mackenzie Rose, Emma Daypor, Alexandria Garkey, Ella Flippo, Camille Saunders, Abby Sherman, and Savannah Spradlin. For the Ansonia Tigers, cheerleaders are Kelsey Holden, Aria Wickman, Brenna Schmidt, Kelsey Mullenkamp, Melody Kelly, Valley Schmidt, and Isabel Obringer. Again, our halftime score here is 32-31, and Brandon, I'm not sure if Raider fans expected quite this challenge here tonight, but nonetheless, Ansonia, pretty good team.
Yeah, Ansonia's played, really physical tonight here. And again, the Raiders played without Hayden Quinter. Injuries are the part of the game. You can't use that excuse of Hayden's not out here. Forget that, scrap it. They've played really well here so far, have the Ansonia Tigers. They played physical, they battled the Raiders, and this is exactly what you want if you're the Raiders. Blowouts, forget them. Tournament time's coming around the corner. You want to be in tight ball games, testing how good you're going to be down the stretch. And a lot of these Raiders players have played in high-pressure situations with them being on the state championship baseball team anyway. So, you just need to recover, respond here really well. Here coming in the second half, Ansonia shooting really well, 11-24. Arooshie shooting 16-23, 13 rebounds for Ansonia. They have 8 turnovers. Ansonia does. They're 2 of 2 from the line. Raiders are 8 of 12 from the line. 5 turnovers for the Raiders. 8 turnovers for Ansonia. The individual scoring, the 2 go-getters for Ansonia, Ian Schmidtmeyer and Garrett Stahman, have been amazing. Stahman has 13. Ian Schmidtmeyer has 9. Ethan Reichert with 2. Trevor Hemrick with 3. And Xavier Moody has 4 for the Raiders. They're led by Braylon Cardano. He has 9, 10, and 8 for Vince Borchers, 4 for Benjamin York, 1 for Xavier Flippo, 2 for Felix Francis, 4 for Braden Mon, and then 3 for Zane Chappie. So, see what happens here in the second half. Interesting to see the Raiders didn't press as much as they usually did either. They pressed there for a little bit. They ran their 1-2-2 that they run a lot, 3/4 court trap. But they didn't run it as much as usual. So that was kind of interesting. I don't know if that's because Quinter's out. I don't know if they wasn't at the game last night. I don't know if they did do it as much as they usually do last night. So let's see if that's something the Raiders try to save here for the second half and try to display more here. The Raiders got to identify their man better on defense as well. They let guys like Stahman and Schmidtmeyer slip away from the defense, and they have it. They're usually a pretty solid defensive team, and that first half is just not the best effort that they put out there defensively so far this year.
Well, perhaps Ansonia a little quicker than what Russia is comfortable with too, in applying that pressure. Stahman, as you said, creating a lot of damage here for the Raiders tonight. We've seen he can shoot from outside. He's got 3 3-pointers right now, 3 of the 4 for Ansonia. Also can score underneath the bucket. So Russia heading onto the floor with their starters Xavier Flippo, Braylon Cardano, Braden Monin, Zane Chappie, and starting in place of Felix Francis, who started this ball game, will be Benjamin York out on the floor for the Ansonia Tigers. You got Ethan Reichert, Ian Schmidtmeyer, Trevor Hemrick, Jacob Krieger, and Garrett Stahman. Raiders with the ball to start the second half, up 1 point, 32-31. York's going to take the 15-footer. That's no good. Nice rebound there by Flippo, who puts it up and off the glass, rolls off the rim. Rebound by Stahman.
Boy, that's 2 good looks. It just didn't fall for the Raiders.
We saw a couple possessions in that first half where Russia had multiple looks, couldn't get the ball to go down. A long pass out to Krieger. It's in the corner to Reichert, trying to get down low to Stahman. Going to throw it into the arms of York. He almost travels with it, but does get it to Flippo, who now has it with Cardano. Cardano thinks about a 3, gets it to York, trying to get it down low to Flippo. Flippo working against Stahman. Decides not to try it against the senior. And it looks like Chappie's going to get fouled out front. Common foul is going to go on Jacob Krieger.
He just stuck his hand out there because Chappie cut right in front of him.
So Russia will inbound underneath their own basket for Krieger. That's his 3rd foul. Cardano gets it over to Mon and in the lane, going up and over Schmidtmeyer. That's too short. Another rebound by Flippo. Hands it off down low to York. Nice play by the Raiders there. Xavier Flippo with an assist.
Yeah, that was a nice play there, and to Benjamin York, the beneficiary there. And that's what the Raiders have done well tonight. They facilitated. They passed really well.
Raiders with a 3-point lead now. Stahman with the ball, gets it down low to the ball knocked out as Reichert's going to lose the handle.
The Raiders have got to do something better. It's called bumping the cutter. When that guy comes through and cuts right in front of your face, you've got to get a little physical with him. You've got to give him a little bump. Obviously not to the point with a foul, but they're cutting right in front of your face. And that slows down and disrupts the timing of the offense. And the Raiders have got to do a better job of that here in the second half.
Tigers bringing Xavier Moody into the ballgame for Russia for the first time. Hayden Quinter, the leading scorer on this team, who takes that shot, misses it, and going to get whistled for a quick foul. So 6'1" junior Hayden Quinter, who is seeing his first action of the ballgame, going to pick up a quick foul after a missed bucket. And perhaps all that sitting the first half made him a little anxious there, Brandon.
Hayden's known to foul, so I don't think it's anxious. I think it's just typical Hayden. So
Quinter averaging 14 points per game, had 12 points in the win last night versus Botkins. Again, a little bit of a injury, bone bruise is what they're calling it. So sat the whole first half. He now has the ball on the break, and Rushy up 3. Going to split a couple defenders. Rolls around the rim, no good. Rebound though by Cordonier, gets it to York. York's trapped by a couple Tigers, dribbles out of it on top to Monin. He's going to take a 3. He nails it. So Braden Monin with the big 3-pointer. Nice ball movement there by the Raiders.
And again, that's what I said the Raiders have done well tonight is they've passed well. And there's and almost a steal out front. Referee Mark Horton with the foul call on York, but you put Hayden in, I think not only just for his ability, but just the energy to have him back in. Okay. Hayden's out here. The dynamic of this team changes. Now Ansonia's got to worry about it. Now your mental state changes as well. If you're both teams.
Hershey outscoring Ansonia 5-0 here in this third quarter so far. A miss by Stammen, foul underneath the basket. That's going to go a Hershey foul. Going to go on Quinter again, so he's going to pick up 2 quick fouls at the 5:32 mark here in this third quarter. Quinter putting his hands up like, I'm not sure what I did.
I think he just put it aside and said, hey, play aggressive. You pick up that third foul, then you take him out. But just let Hayden be Hayden.
Smitmeyer inbounding underneath their own basket, gets it on top of Stammen. In the corner, Smitmeyer thinks about a 3, dribbles inside the arc, kicks it out. Moody with it, loses the handle. Quinter's going to pick it up and run the break. Raiders got him 4-on-2, and York's going to get it knocked out of his hands by Stammen, but Rushy will get the ball underneath their own basket.
Yeah, the Raiders are forcing turnovers now in the half court, but the Raiders have got to do a better job in switching off their man. They're letting guys get wide open shots, and that's what plagued them in the first half.
Quinter inbounding on Rushy's basket, gets to Flippo to Cordonier, back in the corner to Quinter. Monin with it down underneath, working against Moody, gets around him, but gets it out to Cordonier. He's going to take the 3 over Reichert, and he nails it. So Rushy with back-to-back 3-pointers. They're outscoring Ansonia now 8-0 in this third quarter. Rushy pulling ahead.
And that was a nice shot by Cordonier. Now the length of the Raiders is starting to bother Ansonia.
York with it, runs into Stammen. Stammen going to get whistled for a weak foul there. York, nice job drawing that one.
I don't think Stammen was going to bring his hands up like he was playing straight up. He just decided to do it too late, and it kind of pushed back Benjamin York a bit there on the foul call. But the Tigers have turned the ball over 4 times here this third quarter already, 3 minutes in. And that's a recipe for falling behind if you're Coach Tony Overton.
Well, you got to wonder. Hayden Quinter comes in the ball game, his first time into this ball game to start this, or in this third quarter. Doesn't score yet. Picks up 2 fouls, but Rushy all of a sudden a 10-point lead, and you got to wonder if it's an emotional lift for these Raiders.
I think it's that, and I think you needed to get to halftime if you were the Raiders, because it just wasn't your best defensive first half. I think you just need to make some defensive adjustments.
Raiders now with a 10-0 run here in the third. Now up by 11 points, 42-31 in the corner. Moody's going to take a 3 after he fakes out Quinter. Too long. Weak side rebound, though, goes to Hemrick. And Ansonia not able to take care of the basketball. Goes out of bounds in the corner. Raiders ball, another Ansonia turnover. Got to wonder if Coach Tony Overton's going to want a timeout. He is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with him. Rushy leading Ansonia 42-31 on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We're certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County has a job for you. Grand Lake Health System has over 800 employees. Included is Joint Township District Memorial Hospital and multiple physician practices. And we're now hiring a variety of positions that fit all education and skill levels. Plus, you'll get a great benefit package offered to both full and part-time workers. Join this rewarding career and help your community in the process. Contact Ohio Means Jobs Auglaize County for all your employment needs.
Rushy leading Ansonia 42-31 on NKTelco Sports. Brandon, you alluded to it a little earlier tonight, and that is Sunday's tournament draw coming up. I got to ask you, who are your top 4 seeds in that PIPA section?
It's been, I think, the top 4 seeds it was last year, just in reverse order. I think you get the 1 seed with the Jackson Center Tigers. Their only loss this season is to the Rushi Raiders, but I think Jackson has been a more consistent, overall better team. No disregard to Rushi, but I think Jackson's earned it. They'll get that number 1 seed. They've been ranked ahead of them in the polls. They deserve it. They're the 1 seed. Going the other way is the team we're watching now, the Rushi Raiders. The interesting thing to see, I don't know who's going to get the 3 seed, Bockets or Army. I think you go either way. I would vote Bockets. I just watching Bockets, I think they are the 3 seed. If they play their best, I think they're a better team than Army. But they're not going to be in the same sectional, so it's not going to matter. Army is a very good team, too. Which way does Coach Britton or Coach Grove decide to go? I think Bockets matches up better with Rushi and Army matches up better with Jackson. So I don't think it's going to matter. If I had to guess, that would be the way I would see it happening. Bockets 3, Army 4.
Let me throw a wrinkle in on you there. How about the Lehman Cavaliers at 13-7, who just got beat by Troy Christian in overtime by 1 last night, and then also lost them earlier this season by 1 point. Lehman Cavaliers, perhaps they are a team someone should consider.
I think Lehman would be up there, be like that 5-6 seed area, but I don't think they deserve to crack that top 4. I don't think their schedule, even though they play in the TRC, is not as challenging to the point where I don't think they're going to look for them like you would expect.
Xavier Flippo hits a 3, and Rushi all of a sudden red hot behind the arc. They had 2 3-pointers in the first half. They got 3 already in this third quarter.
Yeah, and they're 3 of 5 this third quarter.
And Garrett Stallman, who was red hot in the first half with 13 points, not so hot here in the second. Rushi right now outscoring Ansonia 13-0 here in this third quarter. And Rushi just the dominant team here coming out of the halftime locker room. Stallman finally gets one to go down. So he must have heard me talking about him. He now has 15. And finally, Ansonia able to crack the scoreboard here in the third quarter.
Yeah, and again, this whole dynamic of the game has changed. Those are forcing turnovers, which has been huge.
Quinter's going to pull up for a jumper. Gets a nice soft roll there. Hayden Quinter, who was sat out the entire first half, came out here in the third quarter, gets his first basket. And probably not going to hit his 14-point team-leading average tonight, but good to see the junior get a bucket coming off some of an injury.
Yeah, he looks to be maybe not 100%, but at least maybe like 90-95%.
Got that padded knee brace on there with a nice shot down low from Moody. Between the legs, Quinter in the lane, going to throw it up and off the glass. Not fouled, goes down hard to the floor. Help from teammates Braden Mon and Braylon Mediner. Hayden Quinter going to head to the free throw line.
I think Raider fans, it's kind of like when Joe Burrow was quarterback and he gets sacked. You're like, don't be hurt, don't be hurt, don't be hurt. They can get that same kind of feeling when we see Hayden go down and hit the deck hard. It's because he has a high motor. He looks to get to the basket. He's not going to care injury or not. He's going to try to get to the line, or he's going to try to get to the glass.
Mass substitutions for Rushi as Zane Chappie, Vince Borchers, and Felix Francis are into the ballgame. At the bench will be Braden Mon and Benjamin York and Xavier Flippo. Colby Mon and also getting set to check in along with Ross Fisker as Quinter nails the second one. So 2 for 2 from the line for Hayden Quinter. Fisker back in the ballgame. And for the first time, Colby Mon and a 6'3" senior. As we said, Rushi with 4 seniors on the roster. We've seen all 4 of them now on the floor as the Raiders now lead this ballgame by 16 points. 23 left to go here in the third quarter. Jacob Krieger will walk it up the floor. Picked up by Vince Borchers, trying to drive around Borchers. Borchers going to get whistled. Looks like for a hand check or maybe a push.
17-2 advantage this quarter for the Raiders as they pulled away from the Ansonia Tigers. But I think Ansonia's taking this game as a positive here so far. And they're going to foul.
Xavier Moody all alone in the basket. They just collapsed on him and committed the foul. So Xavier Moody at the free throw line. He was 2 for 2 from there in the second quarter. He got 4 points for the game.
That play right there was something that the Raiders struggled with the first half. Failing to identify their guy on defense. and they let Moody get loose. Fortunately for Raiders, this is the first one.
Moody misses the second as well. Rebound there by Colby Mon. With the ball, Kissinger going to drive baseline, run into a player, going to get whistled for an offensive foul. So Kissinger driving baseline, trying to get that bucket to go down. Going to pick up his second foul.
And Coach Spencer Canarder have a question about that too. I don't agree with that call myself. And that's the first Raiders turnover of the half. I'm guessing Sam Fisher initiated the contact, but I disagree with that. It should have been a block.
Krieger in the corner, gets around Borchers. Pulls up for the jumper, that's no good. Rebound by the Raiders. Borchers up the floor with it, across the timeline. Was running a set here. Kissinger with the ball, looking down low for Monin, gets it, working against Riker, kicks it out to Francis. Francis from the free throw line. Couple spin moves down low to Monin. Monin the turn around the lane, no good. Rebound by Francis, he gets down the floor. A whistle and a jump on here. I thought maybe Francis get a whistle for the travel there. I'm not sure he had control of the ball there when he hit the floor. And he did get tied up with the Tiger on that one. The jump ball to the Tigers. Substitutions now for the Tigers as Hemrick and Smithmeyer back into the ball game. Ansonia with the length of the floor to go, trailing by 16. This was a one-point game at halftime. She just came out on fire here in the third. Landon Bowman with the ball, number 4 out there, hands it to Smithmeyer in the corner. Bowman with it on top, hits to Smithmeyer, rotates around to Riker. Riker looking against Colby Monin. Monin's on this team, Colby Monin and Braden Monin. Not cousins as far as I know, but in the corner, Riker's going to take the three. Goes around the rim, no good. Rebound by Borchers. Under a minute to play here in the third quarter. Borchers gets a screen from Monin. Kicks it out to Shappy and over to Kissinger in the corner. Down low to Monin, once again working against Smithmeyer. Monin's going to try to dribble around, almost steps to the baseline. Nice pass to Francis underneath. Colby Monin with the assist. Felix Francis with the bucket.
And Felix Francis has done a nice job cutting to the basket, getting open.
Tigers with the ball, 30 seconds to go. They've only got 2 points in this third quarter. There's 2 coming from Garrett Stallman. Riker with the ball in the corner to Hemrick. Hemrick working against Shappy. 17 seconds to go in the corner. The 3 ball is good from Jacob Krieger, and that is his first point of the game. He had 11 last night with Tri-County North. Borchers going to dribble it off his foot and go out of bounds with 2.2 left. And Ansonia's going to have almost the length of the floor to go. They're going to inbound it in front of the Raider bench. Jacob Krieger just hit that 3. Gets it to Smithmeyer, stopped by a couple Raiders, and that shot is no good. So after 3 quarters of play, it is Rushi 51 and Ansonia 36. We'll be back with the final quarter next on NKTelco Sports.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Unpack your potential with a career at Pratt Industries. Working at Pratt Industries is more than a job. It's a sustainable career.
Pratt Industries to me is a job. It's my career. It's the way I put food on my table, but I love what I do.
We offer competitive pay, excellent benefits, and opportunities for career advancement. To apply, visit careers.prattindustries.com.
I'd like to remind our viewers that NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of this contest will be Wednesday, March 1st at 9 p.m. and Saturday, March 4th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Brandon, this game was, again, a one-point game at halftime, 32-31 Raiders, and they come out in that third quarter and outscore them, what, 19-5?
Yeah, 19-5 that quarter. You're right, Fish. And it was dominant. They forced 5 Ansonia turnovers. Ansonia just shot only 2 of 10 from the field. And the Raiders hit 3 3-pointers that third quarter, 3 of 5. So their defense picked up here a bit. The Raiders might have got away with the travel there.
Ansonia fans wanted that call on Felix Francis. Pull-up jumper by Cordani's no good. Francis can't get the stick back to go. And Stahman got the rebound. York wrestled it out of his hands. Stahman gets it back. He's running the break now in the corner. Hemrick for 3. That's no good. Rebound by Schmidtmeyer. Puts it up and off the glass. Ian Schmidtmeyer out-muscled Felix Francis for that rebound.
Yeah, a physical battle there, and Ansonia not going away quickly. It's important the first couple minutes of this fourth quarter. If you're the Raiders, you shut the Tigers out of this game. It's only a 13-point game.
Rushi back on the floor with their original 5 starters. Well, not 5. York out there in place of Zane Shappy, but you're right. Rushi can't afford to let these Tigers get back into this ball game. Saw how tough they played in that first half. They won't go away. Substitutions for the Tigers. Looks like Ethan Reichert back in the ball game. Trevor Hemrick will head to the bench.
And this team very young too. I mean, the only 2 seniors on this team is Xavier Moody and Ian Schmidtmeyer. So, I mean, this team is going to be back. I mean, you got guys that are gonna come play next year. You're gonna have Hemrick back. You're gonna figure that. You're gonna have Stahman back. So you got some pieces, right? You got some pieces coming back next year for Coach Overton.
Long inbounds pass there from Xavier Flippo. Right in Mon behind the back, gets it out to Flippo. Working against Stahman. York's going to take a 3. Got a good look, and he gets it. So Benjamin York, again, had 16 points last night, playing extremely well here tonight.
11, I believe. I have him down for 11.
Got him for 11 as well. So back-to-back double-digit nights for Benjamin York, who didn't have a double-figure game up until last night. Substitution now for the Tigers. For the first time, I believe, we're going to see Matt Bargy, number 21, out there on the floor. He's a 5'10 junior, another one of those underclassmen that you talked about, averaging a couple points per game. On the floor now. As Cordani tries to get it down low to Monin, creates the turnover. Schmidtmeyer with the ball. Corner, Reichert on top of Schmidtmeyer. Schmidtmeyer going to drive against Monin. Ball knocked out. That's going to go off the Raiders. So Ansonia will inbound underneath their own basket.
I think one thing too for Benjamin York is like I alluded to earlier in the broadcast, Raiders have brought him in slowly. So they're not bringing him in, and he plays a unique style. He wants the basketball, he wants to score. But they work him in slowly because this Raiders team plays so specific, and you've seen him adjust his style, and he's played really well these last few games. He's going to be a nice player to watch for the next couple of years.
Moody with a 3-pointer, that's no good. Rebound goes down to Flippo. Shappy going to walk it up the floor. Going to pull up for the jumper. That's no good. Ball knocked around. Bargy ends up with the rebound. Gets it up to Stahman. Stahman out to Reichert. Stahman looking for Bargy down low, up and off the glass. Shot is altered there by Braden Monin. Nice defense by the junior Monin. I thought Bargy was going to have an easy layup.
Yeah, I thought it was too, but great weak side recovery for the Raiders.
And Shappy can't get the layup to go down himself, so scoring slowing down a little bit here. 5.5 minutes to go in regulation. Rishi outscoring Ansonia just 3-2 in this fourth quarter. Moody with the ball, tied up, hands it off to Stahman. Flippo going to get whistled for the foul. Xavier Flippo going to pick up his second. Xavier Flippo out there at 6 foot even. I think he was 6 foot as a freshman. And just one of the hardest workers you'll find. Substitution now is Fissinger back in the ball game for Braden Monin. Stahman at the free throw line. Garrett Stahman, a 73% free throw shooter, came into tonight 56 for 77 on the season. First one's off the mark. Rebound to Flippo, who gets knocked down, but no whistle. Raiders with the ball now as Shappy is with it. Raiders up 16 points. Kissinger with the ball, working against Moody. Puts one up and off the glass. That's no good. Ball knocked around. Moody with it, running the break. Trying to get to Stom and turns it over into the arms of Xavier Flippo. Brandon, looks like perhaps it's Western night in the Russia student section. A lot of cowboy hats out there.
Yeah, and I think they're trying to match the energy that these guys had the other night when the girls played Laramie, and that student section was great.
Yeah, one of the bigger crowds I've seen for a girls game all season, perhaps the biggest. But you expect that when a couple of rivals like Russia and Fort Laramie get together, whether it's boys or girls.
And you'll see it again Friday night. And next weekend is going to be a fun weekend. 2 really good games in the Clare City Gymnasium.
We're going to get a precision strip timeout. We'll stay right here, and for Russia fans out there that we're talking about that Laramie boys game coming up next week, let's quickly talk about those SCAL standings. And right now it's Russia and Jackson Center both tied at the top at 10-1. You got Fort Laramie in third at 7-4. Botkin's in fourth at their 6-5 record. Anna's in fifth place at 4-7. Houston at 2-9. And Fairlawn's still looking, well, actually their league schedule is complete they finished the season at 0-12. But you have Russia Raiders and the Fort Laramie Redskins going to be playing here next Friday night on NKTelco Sports. Myself and Tanya Hammond's on the call for that one. But yeah, Brandon, it's going to be a big game. Not only are those two schools probably the biggest rivals in the league, but playing for a little something. Russia trying to get that league title. The Jackson Center plays at house. You expect them to pick up the win in that one. Russia going to try to most likely tie for the title, and nothing else you'd like as a Fort Laramie fan than to knock off the Russia Raiders.
Exactly, and you can play spoiler. Everything is already drawn out with the tournament. That's the best position to play in if you're Coach Corey Britton's squad, and he's a good veteran coach. He'll have his boys ready to play. It's Russia Laramie, so anything's game. And the Raiders went over there and gave them the business that first game, quite frankly. There's no other way of putting it. It was 23-2 right away. So Coach Corey Britton has that in the back of his mind, is thinking, hey, this isn't how it's going to be the second time. We're going to give them a good game, and we're going to make them earn it, and I expect them to. I expect it to be a very good game on Friday.
Well, that team's got a ton of seniors on it, and those seniors, expect them to give Laramie's going to give Russia a good game next Friday night on NKTelco Sports. Yeah, if you can't make it to the gymnasium, tune in for the action on NKTelco. It's going to be a great game, a great call for us. It'll be fun night.
It will be. And Raiders haven't won a league title since 2018. Been a little while. Jackson Center hasn't won a league title since 2013. So the whole team's going to try to get a piece of the hardware here. And both teams going to be the top 2 seeds tomorrow. We see the seeding pan out at the Pickwa section. And also, who else is in that seeding section? It's these Ansonia Pickwa section. It's these Ansonia Tigers. And I was talking about it a while back, Fish. Garberry Gymnasium, I think, is my favorite gym in the area. This place just reeks good basketball when it comes to this time of year.
Yeah, the atmosphere there is just, it's very electric. Yeah, those results coming out tomorrow, usually around 2 o'clock or so is when you start hearing those seating announcements. Looking forward to that. But we got the regular season to wrap up here yet. And we're just trying to wrap this up. And Ansonia in that section. Not a team I think I want to face anymore. Coming into tonight, thought maybe that would be a team that wouldn't be worried about playing, but playing very well here, especially in that first half. So right now, this fourth quarter, I guess you could call kind of sloppy. The Raiders with 3 points and Ansonia with 2, as York's going to take a 3. And he's going to change that. So Russia with 6 points down the fourth quarter, and all 6 of those courtesy of 2 Benjamin York 3-pointers.
And he has 14. Him and Vince Borchers both tonight. It was Borchers in the first half, York in the second half. That would have been an interesting decision for player of the game because they both deserved it. So we got a timeout.
Going to get a timeout from Coach Spencer down here. Precision strip timeout. We'll take it with them. Russia leads Ansonia 57-38 on NKTelco Sports.
Are you looking for a rewarding career? Lincoln Electric Automation in Coldwater and Fort Loramie supplies top-of-the-line automation systems to manufacturers. Lincoln Electric Automation routinely develops its team through hiring and by offering advanced technical training. We understand that every employee matters, and every role contributes to the success of our business. We offer advancement opportunities, competitive wages, and benefit packages. Visit LincolnElectric.com and get on track to a better career and a better future.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Make sure you stick around for our post-game report. Brandon and I will have all your final numbers as well as your NKTelco player of the game. Coming up in about 2.5 minutes. Coming out of that precision strip timeout, and our First National Bank Think First scoreboard says Rushi 57, Ansonia 38. Raiders with the ball.
Raiders close this out here. A better second half performance, night and day defensively, especially. Credit coach Spencer Cordonier for making some good halftime adjustments. Credit coach Spencer Cordonier, I've seen him, get thrust into this role. Hasn't been easy, but he's done a nice job in doing a good job with these Raiders. Obviously, being in the program, helping him as assistant coach, but he's done a nice job this year in some tough circumstances.
Coach Cordonier coming in tonight with a 71-21 record for a 77% win percentage. That is the best win percentage in boys basketball at Rushi High School. And, prior to this year, Coach Cordonier actually coached back in the from 2015 through 2018, those 3 seasons there, before taking that assistant role for Coach Dave Borchers. Raiders with the ball, 1.5 to play here in the contest. We're going to get another precision strip timeout from Coach Spencer Cordonier. Stay right here, and we'll make sure we thank all of our sponsors here tonight. Bring this game to you. Our keys of the game, if you heard our pregame, came from a Keyhole Pizza. These starting lineups are courtesy of Emerson Copeland. Scoreboard by First National Bank. As we said, timeouts by Precision Strip. A Rushi Live View sponsor is Jewelry Barn. And coming up at the end of our contest will be our NKTelco player of the game. Additional sponsors include Burke Petroleum, Chiltex LLC, Cy Sweeterman Inc., Dickman Supply, Hometown Opportunity, Hillsman Automotive, Park National Bank, SecureCom, and St. Henry Bank. And that during this precision strip timeout, Brandon, Coach Cordonier not doing a lot of talking. What's going on?
I don't know. Just trying to get some subs in, I think, is what he's trying to do. He's got Jackson Grogine on the floor, who mentioned that has done really nice on the junior varsity level and making his mark. Only a 5'7" stature, not the tallest guy, but a good shooter, good ball handler, and he's going to play some good minutes on varsity here in the upcoming years. The Raiders are going to break in that new gym here in a couple years with some very good teams coming up here. A bright future for the Raiders.
Yeah, if you missed the junior varsity game tonight, Brandon had the call on that earlier, and it was a Rushi victory, 55-26. Dominic Francis led the scoring with 11 points, a sophomore, and Zeb Schultz, another sophomore. He was next for the Raiders with 10. So Rushi with the ball, about 1.5 minutes to go here in the ball game. Jackson Grogine now with the ball, kicks it out to Borchers, trying to get it down low to Mon, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds by Jacob Krieger. And we get a substitution now as Zeb Schultz will come in the ball game. Looks like along with Ben Rinderly, as Vince Borchers will end his night, as will Felix Francis. So inbounds from Fissinger to Monin. Monin with the ball. Gives it back to Fissinger. On top to Grogine. Schultz now with it. Schultz gives it to Fissinger. Fissinger in the lane. It's out to Grogine. Grogine's going to pull up for the shot from the free throw line. And Jackson Grogine with the bucket. have to check my records. I don't know if Jackson's had, I think he's had a few points this season. Just those late game minutes for the Raiders. Krieger in the corner is going to take a three. At the rim, no good, but rebound by the Tigers. Shot is no good, blocked by Ben Rinderle. Kissinger with the ball now, hands it off to Schultze. And Schultze looks like he's going to dribble out these final 20 seconds of the ball game. Handing it off to Grogi, and Raider fans starting to clap. I thought that maybe some of the Raider fans would hit the road after those junior cheerleaders performed tonight, but for the most part, Russia stands are still full, and they're standing up for the home team and clapping for the Raiders, as that will do it. So Russia will pick up the 59-38 victory, and while Brandon tallies up the final points, I'll thank our sponsors, and those are Keel Pizza, First National Bank, Precision Strip, Emerson Copeland, Carriage Works, Grand Lake Health, Kogi Plumbing and Heating, Lincoln Electric Automation, Minster Bank, Pratt Industries, New Knoxville Supply, Wagner's IGA, Wilson Health, Winners Meats, Jewelry Barn, and NKTelco. And we want to remind our viewers, this game and this sponsors, we're pleased to bring you the replays of tonight's high school varsity basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HD on Channel 503. Replays of tonight's game will be on Wednesday, March 1st at 9 p.m. and Saturday, March 4th at 6 p.m. You can also watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. So Brandon, Raiders pick up the victory here tonight. What do you got for stats?
The Tigers were 14 of 40 shooting from the field. In the second half, they really struggled. They were 3 of 16. From 3, they were 5 of 13, 26 boards, 19 turnovers, and 2 of 5 from the free throw line. The second half turnovers of 11 hurt them as well. 19 of 46 the Raiders were from the field, 6 of 15 shooting from beyond the arc, 40%, 28 rebounds, 11 turnovers, and 10 of 14 from the charity stripe. So it was 32-31 at halftime, Fish, and they pull away here to get a big victory tonight. That third quarter really made the difference in this game and helped pull the Raiders to another victory. And now it's rest up. You know, you take tomorrow off and you prep for Laramie on Friday, and you got a good non-conference with Mary on Saturday. You prep, you rest for Laramie on Friday, and you hope Hayden Quitter's 100% ready to go. You know, hopefully he's able to start. You know, probably got to take him light in practice, but you know, Raiders get a quality win here tonight.
So it's time for our NKTelco player of the game. A lot of Raiders scored here tonight, but who are you going to pick for your player of the game?
I'm going to go Benjamin York. It was right between him and Vince Borchers. I think they were both neck and neck. I was leading Vince in the first half, but Benjamin had played an overall solid game, got some deflections, hit a couple threes, hit up 14 points. Overall leading the Raiders scoring-wise. So Benjamin York, NKTelco player of the game, well-deserved, and a nice win for the Raiders. So, you know, as they move on in the regular season.
All right, for the Ansonia Tigers, they're going to drop to 11-9 overall. We will wrap up their regular season schedule next week, hosting Arcanum on Friday before playing their season finale at Fairlawn on Saturday night. For the Russia Raiders, they are going to improve to 18-2 overall. And the Raiders, their regular season schedule will wrap up with 2 home games next weekend versus Fort Laramie on Friday and Marion Local on Saturday. Of course, both those games you can watch on NKTelco. Speaking of season finales, Kobe, tonight was my season finale with you.
Yeah.
It's been a fun one this year, partner.
It has been, and it was good to do all the Russia home games pretty much for the most part for the boys, and all the home games for the girls. It was the home finale the other night. What a way to go out with it. I said this is my 51st game this year, and I think that one Thursday night against Laramie might have just been the best one in terms of pure basketball I've done all year. It's been fun, and we thank NKTelco for providing these games all year. And we're going to be back again next year in the volleyball and in the basketball season, so it'll be exciting moving forward.
All right, well, that will wrap it up for us tonight. For a final time, Russia defeats Ansonia 59-38. We hope you enjoyed NKTelco's broadcast of high school boys basketball. Thanks for tuning in. And from Russia Local Schools, I'm Craig Fissinger. For my broadcast partner, Brandon Coverman, saying good night, everyone.